What is up, Grand Liners? Now, I don't want to say this is bad news. I believe every situation has pros and cons. Now, there's a lot of difficulty that's going to come out of this, especially for players that are trying to get into the game. And just because set one came out doesn't mean that new players aren't coming into the game set two. Maybe a lot of folks were waiting for their favorite characters like Whitebeard, etc., etc. But here's the situation. OP02 boxes are already at $215, which, kind of follows the trend of OP01 just skyrocketing. We actually do see sales happening here over $200, and it might get a lot worse. Now, I am hoping that I'm wrong. Matter of fact, drop a like, hit subscribe if you think that I am wrong. And if you think that I'm right, drop the like and subscribe. Anyways, here's what's happening. A lot of distributors are not able to keep up with their promises. And there's actually a reason, and it is, in my opinion, on Bandai. For Bandai not communicating. But let's take a deeper dive. Obviously, here's DXN, great store. I actually go there for locals. The owner, Scott, is an amazing person. So he didn't just refund people, right? He explained why. A lot of stores, they just go like, here's your money back. No explanation, ghost. Are they keeping the product for themselves? What's going on here? Are they trying to X3? Scott is not like that. So shout out to Scott. But here's the explanation of why all of these orders were canceled. It's a little bit long, so bear with me. Scott writes, I'm sorry, guys. I got a call earlier today from my distributor, and he's not the only locals in the US that are getting these calls regarding OP02. They ordered 14 cases 6 months ago. The game wasn't even out yet. They inform me we will not be receiving any of them. They're not getting half. They're not getting a third. They're getting zero. If you want to know what happened, here's the outline. Check this out. Pre-orders for OP02 were due September 17th. This is 3 months before OP01 even came out. So retailers who were interested in the game, right, they're taking a huge risk here, right? They're investing thousands of dollars, usually over 10 grand, into this One Piece experiment that could fail. It failed in the past, right? In 2004, 2005, there was a One Piece trading card game that failed. Card games fail all the time. And right now, this feels a lot like the NFT boom, where everyone's going into every single card game. The prizes are amazing only because of the secondary market, right? Luffy card is just cardboard, but people pay 4 grand for it, even more. So let's go a little bit back into this. At the time, there were no pre-release events, right? So the pre-release for OP02 was a surprise to everyone. Some people, including Wasi Gaming, Ross from Wasi Gaming, he did predict that there would be an OP02 super pre-release event. However, guys, at the time, there were only the super pre-release events. So that's where people kind of got the stores, got their sense of like what's going to happen with the pack distributions, because there needs to be prize support. So once the orders for OP02 were closed, Bandai created the pre-release for OP02. Stores got to sign up and they picked the capacity. So if your store picked like 48 people, right, that forces the distributor to supply you the bare minimum for that store to host the pre-release. Distributors were caught off guard. They weren't ready to supply boxes to all of these stores hosting pre-release for the purposes of pre-release. And he's saying that, Scott is saying that juxtaposed with the low amount of OP02, it's just, anyone's game now. So let me expand this just a little bit. The numbers were already low for OP02. The game is really hype. And with the pre-release, the distributors were all scattered and now dedicated to stores that they didn't know they'd be dedicated so much to, because I'm guessing the stores selected their cap. for their players, and distributors were mandated, otherwise they lose their contracts or whatever with Bandai, to supply those stores for the pre-release event. And now any store that pre-ordered product before with the intentions to, sell, make a profit, do what a store is supposed to do, and of course reward players who have been coming there for a long time and maybe give them something at discount prices, which is something Scott was willing to do. I have him quoted. He was willing to give everyone boxes for $125. And you even saw those pre-sale prices at $115, knowing he could sell them for a much higher profit. So he is definitely someone who supports the players, and this is really terrible. And he's just an example. I'm just using him as an example. He posted this on Reddit, but this isn't just happening in the United States. This is happening around the world. Now, these locals, they needed to have this money on hand because they have to give it back to the players now. And what if these locals went and invested in new products? That could be very bad. I use the word bad. I said there's pros and cons, but that's just straight up a con. Like, they might not even have the money on hand to refund players going into debt. This could close down certain smaller locals, I bet. So we'll see what's going to happen here. We see someone from Europe over here got a box from England and a box from France, diversifying where they're getting boxes from, paying those shipping costs, and it's just gone. It's not going to happen. My personal plug, right, who supported me when I was starting this game and gave me a whole entire case of OP01 for $1,000 when they were going for a little bit higher than that, he said, "I'm so sorry, but we're all caught off guard." His supply was cut by more than 2/3. So he can't give out discounted product. He needs to make money. And I respect that. And I understand that. That's something that a lot of people in this community don't understand yet, that stores need to make a profit too. They can't sell 100% of their product near MSRP, but they can reward players who talk to them, make a connection, spend those $5 to $10 or euros at the locals week after week after week, buying singles from the store, buying packs, buying products. And those are who, in my opinion, deserve to be rewarded. Now, when we take a look at this is just really sad, guys. When we take a look at the prices of Paramount War cards, there might be another boom once people get kind of more knowledge about the situation. Now, the prices are already inflated, but this is, of course, what happens with every pre-release. We still have the main release. We know Target's going to get some packs, Walmart's, all those stores. Maybe there will be a second wave. We do know that there will be another product where you get a guaranteed, I believe, 5 packs and alt art card. So that's something to look forward to. But again, those are being scalped like heck, those pre-orders. I don't think those are going to be canceled, but by that time, right, the set's already been in motion. You already needed these cards. These alt arts are beautiful, right? I think that One Piece really took their time with creating the art for OP02. We see some amazing and high prices here, definitely more than OP01 prices. And again, this is still that boom. This is still that excitement. But once we realize that supply is going to dry, I don't know if these could go any higher, but that's what we thought about OP01, right? This is usually, I do expect a small dip and then the realization to hit that you just can't get this product. I do expect a lot of these prices to go up. I really hope that I'm wrong, right? No one ever hopes that they're wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that we will be able to get this product. And I think now is the time to scoop up cards, maybe like Yamato, maybe like Odin. You definitely don't want these going to $20 like the Laws did, like the Zoros went to 30s. You definitely don't want that. And there's seems to be a red tax in this game. If you're playing red, it just seems like all the cards cost way more than they should. I mean, that's that protagonist energy, that main character swag. I do think that cards like Ivankov, $7, $6 is pretty cheap, considering that it did win a huge event in Asia. And if people learn to pilot this deck correctly, sheesh. Again, it's probably underpriced because the character themselves are not as loved. But Ivankov is a very cool character. If you watched the movie, it's kind of slipping. I'm a transsexual from Transylvania. If you just look that up, you will be like, oh my gosh, they totally ripped off off the character from that movie. It's like a cult classic. You guys, you know what it is. People like dress up to watch it. It's a whole thing. But these common cards are going for a whole lot. And this is just astounding, right? The leader cards for $3. If you have any of these, dump them. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't, because you have to be, if you have TCG Player, you cannot sell your Edward Newgate card for $3 unless you reach certain criteria, because you're not allowed to do pre-sales. I do expect these to dip as soon as all the players from the pre-release start dumping the cards that they don't want. I don't think this is going to be a game where you can afford every single deck color anymore. Maybe with OP01, if you were early enough, you could do that and you could practice with your friends, lend cards out to new players. It's not going to be that kind of game, guys. Not anytime soon. And there's pros to that. One of the pros that I want to mention to that is it inspires people to travel for events. You get that high competitive energy, and that is healthy for the game. We get cards like the Super Pre-Release Smoker going for almost $200. I think it actually crashed from $300. So I think that's going to be something to look out for. The prices of that card, just you don't get this in other card games, right? You win an event, you get like maybe a box that's worth $60. You win an event here, you get a box that's worth $200. That's fantastic. Okay, guys, with that, I want to wrap up this video. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Obviously, the market's all over the place. We need to do a closer look at OP01 prices, how they'll start swinging. And again, guys, we're a community. We stick together, and hopefully you get all the cards that you need. And if not, hey, try the blue deck. Ivankov is a really good deck. Card prices are cheaper right now. Good luck at all of your locals, and come back next time and check out that next video. I will see you guys. Hasta la vista.